Hi, this is Bill Johnson, and you're listening to the Horror Squad podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast. This is episode number 378, where tonight we will be talking about 2007's 28 Weeks Later. Who is this selected by?
All of us, we talked about it
Okay,
months ago. We're like, oh, we should do that before 28
all right,
years later, since we did 28 days later last year. So,
all right.
well, Todd and I did anyway.
Making sure it wasn't a little perk pick or anything, but I am
Nope.
here, of course, as always. You just heard him with Steve and the always amazingly handsome Todd.
Oh,
Gentlemen, how are
oh,
we doing this
you.
week?
Oh, you. All right, how are you?
Good, good.
Looking like a treat over there.
Thank you.
Calling me handsome. Look at you.
Thank you. Brace face, baby. I finally
Looking good.
went through 38 years later, decided to get braces on my teeth. Todd and I have talked about it. Take care of your teeth, ladies and
Take care of
gentlemen.
your
We've
teeth, man.
we both have had dental issues in the past, but
Mhm.
yeah, so if I sound a little weird this week or the next couple weeks, I'm adjusting to the braces, but once the adjustment gets through, I'm hoping it will be better. But I don't think I sound much different. But I hear sometimes I think I get a lisp here and there with the braces. But
Nah, you
my
sound perfect.
my
And you know,
apologies.
hey, get ahead of it. All right. If you get a little lips, who gives a fuck? All right. You still looking cute. You still sounding
Thank you,
cute. You
thank
still
you,
looking strong. Shoulders
thank
looking
you,
good.
thank you.
Triceps popping.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's just complimenting each other the entire episode and just call it a day. I liked your 37 years later. No, 38 years later. That's the new movie right there.
Yeah,
That's the title.
right.
Like that.
It's
Like
just
this.
Joe's adventure getting braces.
Yeah. How long? What's the? Were they giving you 2 years to wear them
Eight.
or one
They're
year?
saying 18 months,
Okay.
so about a
So
year and a
maybe.
half.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah, yep. I gotta get the. I just only got the tops on right now. I gotta go for the bottoms. Next month, I need to have a tooth extracted. This little guy in the front here, on the bottom, and then I can get the bottoms on. So,
So I know you
yeah.
have insurance. How much is that costing you roughly? Let's call it
Uh,
400. I'll do it
what?
for 200.
Right.
I'll do it
Yeah,
for
it's about.
half.
I mean, so the braces were like $5,900
Mm,
all in, but my insurance is gonna cover about half of that. So out of pocket, yeah, it's gonna cost me about 3 grand.
nice.
Lovely. Gotta love it.
I have if this is the correct time, I have a couple podcasts
Ooh,
shout out for our campaign.
okay.
We did have three people order the IMDb, sorry, podcast shout out perk over on Indiegogo. Our campaign is still up. However, it is closed, so they're no longer accepting donations. We've said it numerous times. We'll say it one more time. Thank you so much for helping us out. The movie's chugging along, man. I know Joe's got his things going. Steve's about to start shooting, which is fucking excited.
Mhm.
I'm, almost there at the finish line, but have a couple people shout out here. I did email you guys, never got back to me, so I don't know if you want any kind of special shout out, so I'm just gonna stick with your names now. But our first shout out goes to Mr. Braun Theron. Second one goes to Matthew Wilk. And the last one goes to Mr. Ryan Bullock. So thank you very much for
Mhm.
your contributions, man. It means a lot. And like I said, can't contribute anymore, but you can by liking stuff on YouTube or give me a little heart on Instagram or
Mm,
going over Joe's page and saying how cute he looks,
thank you.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Sir Braun. I like that name.
yep,
Braun.
like it a lot.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's very
manly.
powerful, very
Very,
like
very
medieval.
manly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Love it. Great. Steve, I think did you have a question this week
I
from
did.
a listener?
We talk about it all the time. We have a Discord and we do movie club and everything like that. Well, recently we started doing kind of like a VR club. So it's just like a little subgroup within our Discord where a bunch of us have VR, quests, and we play mostly mini golf together. And we're also planning to maybe watch a movie in big screen, or we could play other games, bowling, cornhole, darts, pool,
VR
whatever.
porn.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So
Get
anyway,
really
so
weird.
we're having a golf game recently, and one of the people we were golfing with, Corey, we were talking about like certain like horror things, and he sent me a question after the discussion we had, and he was curious what you guys thought of it. So he says the new Megan 2.0 trailer looks like it will be a big departure in tone from the original film. What are some of your favorite and least favorite sequels that have a very different tone or genre from the original? One of my favorites is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 shift towards comedy.
It's a great
Fun,
example.
fun thing. One of my least favorites is probably Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh, really?
2.
Ooh.
I do not
Acceptable.
like Texas. I know I'm in the minority.
Well-
I do not like the shift from 1 to 2. It just, I mean, it's not like an
We'll
awful
save it for the
movie,
Toby.
but
Save it for the Toby.
yeah, right.
Save-
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll save it.
No,
I mean, well, this is part of the. I feel like we're going old school too. We're getting questions. We haven't done questions,
Yeah,
listener
a long
questions,
time.
in probably a year
Um,
plus at this point. But I have not watched the Megan 2 trailer yet, just because I heard it gave away like a lot of the movie. So I really don't know. I mean, was the first Megan really that? I mean, there was a lot of comedy in the first one too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, have you seen it, Todd? The trailer?
It's the one where it says the bitch is back, right? Or is that a different trailer?
No, it's like a full trailer. It's
There's a
like,
longer one now.
Okay,
Yeah.
then no, I haven't seen the new one.
okay, so I went to see Minecraft and they played Megan 2 trailer, which just shows you the audience they're probably going for.
For the kids.
Yeah, you know? And yeah, it does give away a lot, but it seems to have more of a like, yeah, I mean the first one had some comedy, but this one really leaning into comedy. It seems almost more like action than horror. Like
Hmm.
it's like Megan fucking
Terminator.
just becoming, yeah, but like a really like, acrobatic Terminator. It just, I don't know. It definitely feels like it has a different vibe. I would agree with that.
I think they're playing into the right audience though, right? Because like I feel like that Megan is definitely like a teeny bopper type crowd. So I think they're playing into the crowd right with this time around. I think it's gonna be a hit. I think it's gonna be a smash hit.
It's going to
honestly.
be mega. I mean, I talked about it before, but when I go to Halloween Horror Nights, all they had was a Megan, like, basically like cosplayer that would stand on this little stage in one of the scare zones, and you couldn't get through that fucking scare zone because there were so many people wanting to like take pictures with Megan or to dance with Megan. And I mean, that Megan, like, worker had like five fucking security guards as if it was like this giant celebrity. It was sick, man. People really love this new franchise, and I agree. I think it might be the biggest horror film this year, at least, theatrical wise.
Hmm. Maybe we'll see. Final Destination though,
Mhm.
but fucking what, second most viewed horror trailer ever. After It Chapter 1 or 2 or whatever it is, like that's fucking massive. I knew people liked Final Destination, but I didn't think people liked it that much. Like that blew me away. And the
Yeah,
trailer looks fun.
Sequel-wise, Army of Darkness. I mean, I know it's part 3
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the universe, but it goes from straight horror to, fantasy adventure comedy. So, and I love that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is a
That's
good one.
That's the one I thought of too, because it's, yeah,
Mhm.
it's a big tonal shift, but it works for
Mhm.
that character in that franchise.
I think you got to consider Devil's Rejects too, because it's way different from Corpses. Because Corpses has, Bill
a lot
Moseley's
more
albino
serious.
and
Yeah.
and a bunch of different changes in that. So
It's
I don't
fucking
know.
really dark too. Like that
Mhm.
hotel room scene. Like holy
Yeah.
shit. Like that shit. That was intense.
I still
There's-
prefer the first one over Rejects. I know people prefer
I think
Rejects over Cows.
it really. I feel like it just depends on the mood you're in, right? There's such like different movies. Like it just depends what you're going for. That like if you're really just wanting to watch the world burn, I guess watch House with Devil's Rejects. But if you're looking for a good time, watch House with a Thousand Corpses. And
I'm trying
then
to look around.
do we even talk about Three from Hell? I don't know.
Oh god,
No.
I don't even want to own that movie.
Right? No, for sure. As far as the flip side, because he says like least favorite and favorite, I really hated the tonal shift. Obviously, in Halloween ends,
Oh
it was
gosh,
just so like off base, I thought, to the rest of the franchise.
Hmm. Yeah. Is there any others? Did you like write any others down, Steve? Do you have like a list or anything? Like I
No.
can't think of. There's not like a lot of examples that I feel like, right? That like completely went.
what about
Extreme tonal
Nightmare on
shifts?
Elm Street? Number 2 is
Yeah, right.
and then number 3
Well,
even
three
worse.
was three definitely started the shift, right? To like a little more jokier.
Yeah.
Freddy for sure. And then obviously it really started getting crazy like once you get into part 6 where it like completely went off the rails.
Yeah, although that one at
Yeah,
least like kind of led into it. If you're watching
yeah,
him in order, then you can kind of see the progression. Whereas if you watch like one and then six, then yeah, there's a giant jump
right,
between the two.
right. Yeah, no, I mean, I always prefer Scary Freddy. I never liked when it started getting. I felt like three was the perfect balance,
I
right?
agreed.
I think,
Yeah.
and which is why people love three so much. And then yeah, it started just they started going way too, cartoon like with him, and yeah, it was a mistake. But that was the 80s, you know?
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, that's all. That's the only question we had. We just, yeah,
Okay.
and people join our Discord if you want to join in on our golf games. I'm trying to do it like once a week, and we have
Yes.
we have so much fucking fun. Like Todd has been there the last few times, and yeah, we just like basically play golf and talk about horror and other stuff, and it's
Who's
awesome.
been the best golfer? Anyone out on top, or is it kind of change every week?
Well, so we have this guy, Zomboy, shout out. He comes in saying, "Oh, I'm not very good at this and everything," and of course, he fucking just absolute wipes the floor with
Dominates.
us. Yeah. I did beat him in the second game, but that first game, holy shit, he was on fire. So no, it's pretty even, I'd say overall. I mean, even if there's winners, it's usually only like a couple of points difference.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Zomboy. If anyone else ever has questions, like I don't think we're gonna do like our question segment like we used to, but if you have a question, submit it in the Discord or to me, Todd, or Steve privately, and yeah, we're happy to answer your questions, every week in our intro here or whatever. But yeah, so thank you for the question. Really quick update: tickets have gone on sale to the general public for It's Just a Bunch of Halloween weekend. I already have a couple of events that are sold out. The trolley tour is sold out. A few tickets might become available in late September. There are a few tickets on hold right now for a tour group, but if those tickets don't sell through, those tickets might end up getting released. So if you really do want to hit the trolley, make sure you're on the email list, and those tickets might get released at some point. But as of right now, they're completely sold out. Also, Vanessa's fireside chat and tea leaf reading with Vanessa Shaw is also completely sold out right now. As of this episode, only 19 tickets remain for the brunch on Thursday at Far From the Tree Cider. And then the trivia night, which is going to be hosted by us and our favorite witch, Bora, is more than half sold out. So tickets are selling very fast for all the events. There are a couple of more events that are going to go on sale. The screening on Sunday night currently isn't on sale. And then a couple of surprise events that are going to be announced later on. But yeah, so you can head to it's just a bunch of Halloween.com. That, of course, is taking place October 2nd through the 5th in Salem, Massachusetts, with the cast of Hocus Pocus. Me, Todd, and Steve will all be there hosting events. We'll have a table set up Saturday at the meet and greet. It's going to be an awesome time. Once again, it's just a bunch of Halloween.com for all details. And then next month, in just a few short weeks, actually, halfway to Halloween festival, I will be hosting a few panels at that event. That is Saturday, May 3rd in Salem, Massachusetts. The event is called Wicked New England. It will be taking place at Old Town Hall. So there you go. And that's it, gentlemen. So why don't we head into the show and what watched? So tell me what you've been watching this week.
All right, I'll take over here. Yeah, my first one is it going to. Did I talk about Hard Eyes? Do you guys remember since you guys watched it?
I
I
think
feel
so.
like you did.
Did
Yeah.
I?
Mm.
It was
Yeah.
okay.
You watched it with your daughter.
Yeah, it was good. It was for their.
Let's
It
talk
was
about
good.
it again.
It was good for them. It was a teen movie and she liked it a lot, and I had a good time watching it with her. But I'll move on to Brain Scan from
Ooh,
1994, starring everyone's favorite John Connor. And I'm getting a call from Chili's. That's weird. That's definitely not spam.
interesting.
Let me hang up on that.
Favorite
Yeah.
Chili's meal? Do you have
You got
a
to go like,
go-to?
yeah. Is it Chili's that has
I like
like
the
the
chicken
hot chicken?
crispers.
Yeah, chicken crispers. There
Yeah.
you go. The
Mm-hmm.
honey
Very
barbecue,
good.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are excellent. Anyway, Brain Scan, Edward Furlong stars as this like young dude. He's a nerd, right? He's a nerd guy. He had an accident when he was younger, car accident where his mother passed away, and he had, disabilities, legs hurt, something like that. He's really into horror movies, which is really fun. He has this horror club at high school where like him and his buddies watch horror movies in class until it gets shut down by the fucking dick principal. He's reading Fangorias with his buddy and shit like that. He gets a ad in Fangoria, I think it was, for a video game where it's like the best video game of all time. It's gonna immerse you in this reality. It's kind of like virtual reality before the headsets were a thing. And he gets it, and then he witnesses a murder or is he the murderer? Because it's a video game and it's like, is it making him do stuff? Is he really immersed in the game and this is just all in his head? Has he become a serial killer and this video game is the result of like some evil entity? I don't know. Watch the movie and find out. He's got a love interest next door that he secretly videotapes, or is it a secret because she's into it, baby? She likes it. She records him too. So we're following Eddie as like, there's murders happen. There's cops like investigating him. Hey kid, why are you always at the scene of the crime? That's suspicious. And everyone was like, I don't know, dude. I'm just like this handsome dude in the early 90s. Everyone likes me right now because of Terminator 2. But Brain Scan, I really liked it. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's over on Tubi. I ended up buying the Blu-ray for it because I just love the characters in it. I rooted for Edward Furlong the whole time. There was this evil character that kind of manifests himself that I didn't really like that much. But overall, I thought it was a good movie with good heart. Of course, you got to forgive the effects, early 90s for it. But overall, I thought it was pretty cool. So that's Brain Scan, and you can watch that currently over on Tubi and Shudder and Prime. Damn, you got 3 options.
Excellent. Steve, I'm going to talk about Black Mirror. I don't know if did you
I
run
watched
through
them
the
all.
whole season?
Yep.
All right. I didn't know if you were going to talk about it or not.
Not, but I'll chime in
We
a
can
little bit.
we can chime in a little bit. So, Black Mirror, of course, the newest season premiered. Not exactly horror, but sci-fi with maybe some horror elements here and there. It's a fantastic series if you've never seen it. But the newest season did premiere, season 7, and I'm not going to run through like every episode or anything like that, but I'll just give some highlights and lowlights from this season. I think this was a big step up from season 6, which I did not think was all that great, honestly. I think there were more misses than hits in season 6, but season 7 came to play. I think it was definitely a big step up. I think every episode was solid, some better than others, but I think even the worst episode of this season was still decent and pretty watchable. So I'll run through my favorites from most favorite to least favorite. So my most favorite episode this season was USS Callister into Infinity, which was a continuation from, of course, I think from a few seasons ago, the USS Callister original episode. This was a sequel, and holy shit, man! I mean, this episode was an hour and a half long, so I mean, it's a full-fledged movie. And man, the budget they had was impressive for this. I mean, I feel like they probably 80% of the budget from the whole season probably went to this one episode. It really felt like watching, like a blockbuster movie. They did not spare any expense here, and it was a great sequel. Was it as good as part 1? No, but I think it was a really solid continuation, and I think based on where it sort of ended, we'll probably get a part 3, maybe at some point. And I'm all for it because anytime you can get Jesse Plemons, I love Jesse Plemons. Some people call him Matt Damon light. He is very Matt Damon looking, but he is a fantastic actor on his own, and anytime he is in anything, I'm always for it. Second favorite episode of the season is Common People. This one starred Rashida Jones and Chris O'Dowd, and this one was great too. It played off of subscription-based sort of services, but in a very unique way, and I thought it was fantastic. That one was great. I gave USS Callister into Infinity. I'd give that one like an 8.5. Common People, I'm giving an 8. Third favorite would be Eulogy. This one is Paul Giamatti, and fucking Paul Giamatti, amazing in pretty much anything. Love that guy. And this one really hit me like in the feels, man. Like it's such like a simplistic sort of story, but man, like it like takes its time to get there, but it's always like it was, led by Giamatti, who's just fantastic in this. It's about a guy who, sort of, had like a relationship with this woman a long time ago, and she's passed away, and basically in the future, like you can sort of do these like video eulogies or whatever, and he doesn't really remember her stuff, and so he starts going through old photographs, and you can sort of like immerse yourself in the photographs to sort of remember, and it's fantastic. The next one would be Plaything, which was also, I really love this episode. It was really unique, sort of plays on old computer games and stuff like that. A lot of people compared it to an episode from a while back. I can't remember the name of it, that starred Will Poulter. But
Bandersnatch.
Yeah, Bandersnatch. And Will Poulter also makes an appearance in this, and this one's really fun. It was really great. I did want a little more out of the ending, I would say, but other than that, I thought it was a great episode. And so I don't even know if I rate Eulogy. Eulogy, I would give an 8. Plaything, I would probably give like a 7.5. Two more. Next, I would go Bete Noir, if I'm pronouncing that right. This one, this one was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but I thought it had an interesting concept. It did start to get a little silly towards the ending there, but it was a cool idea. I just don't think it fully got there. So I'd give that one a 7. And then my least favorite of the season was Hotel Reverie. Amazing idea, but just I didn't think the execution was all that great. Also, I think was way too long for its own good. Like that, it could have been trimmed up a lot. Yeah, man, I just wasn't feeling the chemistry between the two actresses either there. Like man, I think it could have been a fantastic episode, but it was a good story, really good idea, it just didn't hit the right beats for me. So I give that one a 6. So overall, a really solid season. I think every episode 100% watchable, and yeah, I'm excited for season 8. I think they're finally heading back into the right direction. There was a lot more actual Black Mirror episodes this season than there have been the last couple. So yeah, really good season overall. As a whole, I'd give the season a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Just a really good season all around. I have like a least favorite too, but it's also like higher than a lot of other episodes in the past. So, my personal favorite was the one with the Rashida Jones, just because it felt so real. Like this is something that's absolutely going to happen in some way in the future, and I just really like that. USS Callister was just so cool. I wasn't sure, especially when I saw the runtime, if like it could kind of live up to the hype, but it really did. It really went in interesting ways. My least favorite one was Bête Noire, which is the one with like the kitchen and the tasting and everything like that. But yeah, I'm close to your ranking on all of them and the scores as well. It's worth watching, definitely. And something that's interesting about Black Mirror that I've noticed is so Black Mirror probably premiered like almost 10 years ago at this point, and some of the technology that they've shown in the past is like current technology now. And it's wild to see that they're kind of predicting the future in a weird way of things that are coming to pass and the dangers of technology. So yeah, highly recommend it to anyone who
Do you think we'll get to that age though, like that? What we see in USS Callister, like for video games and stuff like
I
that. Do you
mean,
think we're heading in that direction? Do
c-
you think we'll ever get that immersive? I mean, it'd be awesome, but
I
maybe not in our
mean,
lifetime. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Consider what video games looked like 20 years ago versus
Mhm.
today. I think we're going there really quickly. Actually, someone kind of a side note here, but someone showed. So they made an AI video of Will Smith eating spaghetti. It's just like one of those things, and they prompted that last year on this date, or is like a few days ago, and they did the same prompt this year, and it
Mm,
looks completely different. Like
mm,
it looked goofy as fuck last year. Like his eyes was popping out, like his hand was shaking, And this year it looked like Will Smith eating spaghetti.
mm.
You could tell it's AI because it's like still rough around the edges, but if that's
Right.
just 1 year's difference, then yeah, I think in our lifetime we're gonna see you know, stuff like USS Callister, basically.
It'd be amazing. I mean, striking vipers, like same exact thing, you know? I mean, maybe not fucking your best friend in VR, or in
Why
video
not?
games,
We're
but
close.
being
Why
being
not?
able to immerse yourself in a game like that. I mean, VR is like getting close, but the graphics still aren't there quite yet, you
When
know? They
when they
gotta work.
fix the nausea, for me, it's when I'm gonna.
For me, it's not even the nausea. It's just like I know, like yeah, like you immerse yourself in that game, but also the graphics are like very
Mhm.
Nintendo Wii-ish or whatever. You can still know you're like in a game. Like I'm waiting for the day that
Ready
like
Player One.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Which I mean, it'd be awesome. I mean, they got another. I don't know. Like, will we see in our lifetime? Like when I'm 60, what will that look like? In 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know.
see.
All right. So my first one this week is a movie that Joe talked about a few weeks ago, and that is a 2025 film that I watched over on Shudder, and it's called The Rule of Jenny Penn. So the story basically is Jeffrey Rush is a judge, and he has a stroke, unfortunately, which brings him into an elderly care facility. And he's just trying to go through his rehab, trying to adjust to his new life in this facility. But there's another man played by John Lithgow who is absolutely terrorizing everybody in this facility. He's got them all scared. He has this little like doll that he has on his hand, almost like Mr. Garrison has in South Park, and he just acts really really crazy with all the people, and that's basically the gist of the story. Is him terrorizing people and Jeffrey Rush trying to figure out how to stop him from doing so. I really like this one. I know Joe wasn't super big into it, but I felt it was basically like The Good Son with old people. You know, he's this absolutely horrible person, but to the staff, everyone thinks he's a good guy because he does a lot of the stuff like behind their backs, and he just does some really deplorable, disgusting things to his fellow elderly, patients. And the movie is basically just him doing all of this really horrible stuff. I do think that the movie escalates things to a really like crazy point, but the problem is it hit its peak midway through the movie and never really reaches that point again. So for the second half of the film, you have something that's either like close to being equal to that peak or something lower. And unfortunately, that just like it hurts the movie in my opinion, because the stuff that happens after kind of that midway point just doesn't feel as important. So I was a little less invested in it. But the movie does a great job of showing, how sad it is in these elderly care facilities. My mom ran one for years, and the stories she told me echoed a lot of the stuff that they showed in this movie, just how relatives don't show up for their elderly people anymore, and they keep like waiting for them to show up, and they live some of them in like this weird like illusion of things are going to happen, like they're going to leave soon, or someone is they're going to do something, and it just isn't really the case. Unfortunately, they all battle dementia and stuff, and the movie does a great job of showing all that. But like I said, it's really the fact that it hits its peak too early, in my opinion, that hurts the film. But overall, I still really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I recommend people check it out for their year-end list. You might not like it as much as I did, but it's at least worth watching. So that's The Rule of Jenny Penn over on Shudder.
All right, my last one here is going to be 1994's Diabolical Inheritance, coined as the Mexican Chucky because it's from Mexico. The Mexican Chucky, it is not, however. All right, I think this one was put on by Severin or Vinegar Syndrome, one of those. Homie Brent bought it. We watched it that night. We're all pumped and fucking sucked. I gave it a 1 out of 5, and I don't know if you can watch this streaming. Let's see real quick if you can. I doubt it. No, you cannot. But it's about a this Mexican dude that like gets a nice job, or he gets this mansion, like he inherits it from his aunt, right? Who had this fucking doll that was creepy as hell, and of course, the doll is still in the house. So he takes it, starts fucking around with it. He has his wife, they have a kid. The daughter takes it, and then is like, oh, I can't leave without my friend. He'll be mad. And typical Chucky shit. However, it is played by a little person, predominantly throughout the film, which is not bad. It's just they didn't embrace it, man. Like go in that direction. Make it fucking weird. Make it goofy. Like I want you to like lean into that. Instead, it was a lot of bullshit where it was like clearly a doll like sitting there, and then it cut to like the doll winking as a little person, and then it cuts back to a doll. And like I just want to like commit to the role, please commit to it. Also, the kills are fucking lame, dude. They were all like mostly off screen or just not bloody or something like that. They're very infrequent. There was plenty of opportunities for nudity. Nothing happened. You would cut away. We're boning and we're cutting away. What are we doing, Mexican Chucky? What are we doing, man? So I would not recommend this. I know a lot of people, go out and buy all the boutique labels they can. Every Blu-ray gets issued, they want it, which is cool. But if you're on the fence about this one, it is not the Mexican Chucky. That is definitely them trying to upsell this video here. So Diabolical Inheritance, uh, Hacienda Diabolica over on Severin or Vinegar Syndrome. I forget which one it was. But yeah, 1 out of 5.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I'd hope for it just based on Mexican Chucky.
It's not.
But
Definitely not.
definitely not. What about Dolly Dearest? You a fan?
Dolly
You ever
Dearest.
seen it?
I don't know if I've seen
No.
that. Dolly
Ooh,
Dearest.
it's
Maybe
kind of basically a
maybe I-
Chucky ripoff from like the 90s
Dolly
ish.
Dearest. Let's look.
It's
Let's
not
go.
bad. It's not bad from what I remember. It's been a very long time. Actually, I think even Ed Gale like played
Oh,
Dolly in it.
friend
if
of the
if I'm
show.
not mistaken. Oh God,
And
no,
also
no,
terrible. Well, no,
definitely not a friend of the
I was
show.
gonna swing it back to him being a piece of shit. Dolly Dearest. Looking at it, no, it doesn't ring a bell.
We did interview him though, way
Yeah,
before, way before the Horror Squad.
way before.
But
He was
yeah,
actually a very interesting person, but he's also a massive piece of
yeah,
shit. So
yeah, exactly.
don't endorse hanging out with him.
And
No.
only half the interview recorded. So
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, simpler
I think we
times,
did.
man.
That was like over the phone too, if I'm not mistaken. We used
Mm.
Something
we used to have to
something
do.
funky.
We used to like have to do like Skype. Some people didn't. This was like way before Zoom was a thing, and like we recorded through Skype occasionally. But some people didn't have Skype, so like you'd have to call. We'd have to like call their actual cell phones through Skype, but like there wasn't like there was time limits, so sometimes we would go over. There's three people I remember we had to do that for. Ed Gale being one, Linnea Quigley, and I think it was Lisa Wilcox was the three I
I think Dee
remember
Wallace as
specific.
well.
Dee Wallace, oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually,
All the older actors.
yeah, we've probably talked about this, but we could have had John Rhys Davies, but
Oh, that's right.
he couldn't figure out
You
Skype.
couldn't figure out Skype, right?
So, yeah, so we lost him
Yeah.
like
That
an
would've been a
hour
cool
before
one.
it happened too.
Yeah, I know. That would have been a good one too. Fucking Gimli, right?
Yep.
That would have been cool. All right. Although the movie he was promoting was absolutely
Yeah,
dog
we
shit.
reviewed it because
Grizzly,
we thought we were going to
right.
find it. So,
Grizzly
2.
2.
Yeah.
40 years. There's a reason that movie was buried for 40 years. Okay. My last one tonight is a Shudder original, a 2025 release called 825 Forest Road. This one is from the director of the Hell House LLC movies. This is his first attempt at a traditional horror movie, not a found footage style. So this one is a very typical sort of haunted house type movie, although it's slightly different because it's told in chapters. It's told in 4 different chapters. The first 3 chapters follows different characters, but we would keep going back to like the same beats from like the start of the movie, and then you would sort of like the characters would sort of branch off, and you'd follow each story that way. So that was kind of cool and a little different. But at the end of the day, like it got into very familiar territory. Tell me if you heard this before. There's a small town, right? And yeah, you've heard, yeah, small town,
It's not a big town.
small little town. Very
Huh.
small town, little
Okay.
small town
That's new.
called what's it called? I think it's called like Ashton Falls or something like that. Hold on, Ashland Falls. Small little town called Ashland Falls. There's been a lot of death in Ashland Falls, mysterious deaths, mysterious suicides, actually. A lot of kids, and no one really talks about it. And what we come to find out is there's a ghost that the town does not want to talk about, who was sort of tormented, and now she is exacting her revenge on this town for the wrongs that they did to her.
Hold up. This
Hmm.
small town has a dark
Yes.
secret,
Yes,
and they're trying to bury it, but it's coming to the
yes,
surface.
exactly.
Damn, they beat us to it. We gotta scrap our whole fucking project now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this one for Shutter original, yeah, I've seen worse. You know what I mean? But the movie definitely had a very straight to video. I always call it straight to DVD, but I don't even know what you call it these days. Straight to streaming. I guess you can call it, but definitely a straight to video vibes. It's very low budget. The acting is very not great, honestly, in this one, but it's not the worst. But yeah, I mean, the story is very basic, very standard ghost story. The whole thing about it being told through chapters, we've seen that before, but it kind of made it a little more interesting. I was having a pretty decent, okay time with it because it was very safe, but very like unoffensive, for a horror movie. It was very paint by the numbers, but there were some decent scares. The dude loves his mannequins because there's another, if you've watched LLC, there's another very big mannequin scare in this one. That actually was pretty good. I mean, most of the scares I would say were pretty decent in this one. But yeah, man, what really let this film down was the ending. The ending was terrible. And I won't give it away, but the ending was very, very bad. I was like, like if the ending was halfway decent, I'd probably give this a 3 out of 5. Just because, it's his first time for a first time like try for a director. I thought it was a pretty solid effort. But man, the writing, I don't know if he wrote this or whoever wrote this really fucked it up with the ending. So I think like I'd recommend it to your daughter, Todd, honestly. Like I think it'd be a good one. I said this in my letterbox review. I think it's a perfect sort of teenage sleepover type horror movie because there's like really fun scares for the kiddies in this one, but for us regular horror fans, we've seen this all before. So ultimately, I give it a 2.5 out of 5. I think it's a solid effort, but ultimately totally forgettable. So that's 825 Forest Road. You can check it out over on Shudder.
Cool. So my last one is a movie that I found because I was looking once in a while. I feel like kind of testing the boundaries and seeing like kind of really fucked up horror. And I found like all these lists and stuff of like these are the worst horror films ever. So this one was on that list. So I checked out 2011's Snowtown or the Snowtown Murders, depending on what service you're watching on. I watched it on Shudder. So this is based on a true story. It's an Australian film and it's about this family and this you have like the mom, then you have kind of the stepdad or her boyfriend, and then there's three or four like kind of kids that range between I'd say like 8 and 16. And yeah, things are going well and everything like that, but it turns out that the boyfriend was doing very disgusting things with the kids. So when the mom finds out, she freaks out and everything like that. Then the story kind of jumps a little bit, and she's got a new boyfriend, and the new boyfriend decides that he's going to take the kids and start antagonizing the old guy, like the guy who was abusing them, and kind of escalating things with him until he moves out of the neighborhood. So they bond over that experience. And then he's like to the 16-year-old kid, the older kid who seems to be the one that's attaching himself the most. He's like, "Hey, do you like doing stuff like this? Do you like to be kind of like a neighborhood watchman, like, go after pedophiles and stuff like that?" So he says yes, and they go after, people that do really bad things, and he starts escalating the violence on those people. But you come to find out that he's not necessarily doing his due diligence on who he's attacking. He's starting to attack basically anyone he doesn't agree with, whether it be homosexuals or transgender people. And, this kid is kind of looped into this group now of torture and murder and stuff like that. So that's the gist of the story. I can see why people would consider this like one of the grosser horror movies. It does show a lot of really difficult things to see. In fact, I would say it even hits my three triggers, which is rape, stuff with underage kids, and animal cruelty. So on that basis alone, I didn't like that movie. But also on like if I can kind of step aside from that, the movie is really long and there's long periods of time where there isn't much going on. But I did like the way it was filmed. It's very kind of like a raw, real feeling to it. Like it reminds me of a movie called La Haine, which I don't know if anyone has seen, but it's this great movie with Vincent Castle. It just feels like really real and gritty and stuff like that. But I just don't enjoy watching films like this. It's just I kind of like my horror to be a little more, I guess, fake or supernatural or a little goofier, I think. So I wouldn't recommend it personally, but if you want to see, yeah, this based on a true story and you want to kind of test yourself, that's Snowtown, which I gave 2 out of 5 stars, and you can find it on Shudder.
Alrighty. I feel like I've seen that like a long time ago, but I honestly don't remember much about it. But yeah, that's all I got. All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And now it is time. Mr. Todd, bust out the books, baby. Because it's time for
This
everyone's favorite segment. I don't know. Is it everyone's? It's
Who
my
knows?
favorite.
Is it?
But it's time for trivia.
Does this seem right to you? 2-1-1?
Yeah, because I wasn't
Yeah,
there
we
one
took
week.
last
You
week
weren't there
off,
one
yeah.
week. Joe wasn't there one week. It's like,
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
quarter number 2 is banging with me in the lead with a strong 1-point lead, 2-1-1. Okay. Who would like to lead off today? I'll go. Too
Fine, you
bad.
go.
Too late. Steven,
yes.
pick a number between 524 and 535.
Let's go 528.
528. All right. What is the name of the university in a movie we watched and covered? What is the name of the university in Night of the Creeps from 1986?
Ooh.
1986.
Oh
We
man.
watched it in June last year, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
I even
What a
have a
con.
poster.
And there was the con. Yeah, the con.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wonder if the poster has a name on it. Because are they standing outside? No, it's probably
No, they're
sorority
standing
house.
That
out
was
there.
a
It's sorority house.
sorority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, like
Great
that-
question. It's a great question.
I'm gonna go Romero
Actually-
University.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Correct.
feel like has some sort of significance.
It doesn't appear to
No.
have any significance
Okay.
in horror. Yes, I'll let Steve go again.
There were a
Please.
lot of horror references in the movie, though. I
Yeah.
remember.
It's I'll give you guys a hint. It's a basic first name that you would find on probably an older generation.
Oh,
So not like someone you're naming your kid in 2025, but probably like 1960 or some shit like that. I don't know.
Really?
That doesn't even fucking help, but
Yeah, no kidding.
no, not really. Gertrude University.
I like where you're going with it, but no.
Albert
It's a male.
University.
Ooh, I like Albert. You're not ever gonna get it. It's
No.
Norman University.
Hmm.
Norman
Okay, now I know.
University. Now you know it. For
Now
next
I
time.
know.
Let me skip around to a random page for Joe's selection next. All right, go.
Alrighty. All my trivia questions today come from my buddy Steve. No, not that. Steve.
That one?
Not that.
You're not supposed to say it, Joe. That's not how it works.
He gets them before you even ask him.
Yeah.
Actually,
my,
number
my buddy Steve Ka, who actually
Steve
attended.
Ka.
He's from Philly, and well, not from.
Good
he's
mustache,
from,
right?
He's from Massachusetts. Yes, good mustache.
Okay,
Great guy.
I commented on your mustache,
attends
bud.
attends the
Great
attends the
mustache.
Monster Mania cons with me a lot. He used to live in Massachusetts, and then he moved to Philly. But he attended I think it was like a ghost tour. They also did horror trivia on the ghost tour. So he, was asking me these trivia questions through Messenger. I said, you know what? I'm going to save them, and I'm going
Nice.
to use them this week.
Love
So here we go. So shout out to the tour company. I don't know who they were, but some good trivia questions here. All right. Question number 1. In the Hellraiser franchise, which Cenobite does not appear? All right. So I'm going to give you 5 or 6 names.
Names, go.
And you tell me which Cenobite was never a Cenobite. So we have Pinhead, Camera Face, Moon Face,
Big face.
Prune Face, Saucy Jack, and Butterball. I'll give you all of these names again. Pinhead, Camera Face, Moon Face, Prune Face, Saucy Jack, and Butterball. Which was not a Cenobite?
Camera face is my guess.
I'm gonna go
Camera
Moonface.
Ooh, that's my
Okay.
second guess.
All right. And I will say, you are both completely wrong.
Oh, what was
Is it
it?
Prune
The
Face?
correct answer was Prune Face.
I knew
I
it.
thought Prune would have been one because I
Yeah.
don't know. This makes sense. Saucy. What was it? Saucy Jack?
Saucy Jack.
I knew it was one of the faces because he was trying to slip it in there, like Yeah.
I
All
like it. Big face is my personal.
Prune Face actually was a Dick Tracy character.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you're a fan. That's your favorite. One of your favorite movies.
Indeed.
All right. So my first question is from Corey. So thank you very much, Corey, for the question.
Nice.
Tom Holland, director of Child's Play and Fright Night, directed.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Spider-Man.
Not Spider.
Directed an adaptation of which Stephen King novel?
Can you
Tommy-
repeat that?
Tom Holland, director of Child's Play and Fright Night, directed an adaptation of which Stephen King novel?
Ooh, he
Yeah, I
directed
should
it?
know this one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right? He
Should
hasn't
know
done.
this
He
one.
didn't do a ton of movies.
Tommy Holland. Wow.
Oh, huh. Probably should know this. Oh, no. I don't think that was Tom Holland. Silver
Mm,
Bullet?
Wrong.
Okay.
That's a good guess, though. I could see him doing that
Mhm.
one for some reason.
yeah, it seems like
Mhm.
something. I'm just gonna throw out Firestarter.
Wrong. I'll give you guys one more guess.
Hmm.
Okay. I should know this, man.
There are a lot of Stephen King adaptations out there.
There
Let's
are.
see, Tom
Yes.
Holland.
Can you give
Has-
me the? It was 80s, 90s?
Yeah, it's pre 2005. Like
Oh, came out
2005.
pre
pre
2005.
pre so before 2000.
So from 2005 to the beginning of time.
Yeah, that's right.
Shoot, man. I feel like Corey's asked a couple of questions. And we never
Carrie,
get
one of
right.
the Carries.
Wrong.
No,
Okay.
he didn't do
No,
Carrie. That
you were
was-
just
Well,
like
there were three
shotgun
Carrie
shot right
movies.
there yeah, with all the Carrie movies. What
One of
about
the
you,
Carries.
Todd? Yeah.
Any of the Carries.
Any of the
What
Carries.
about you, Todd?
Let's see. Stand by Me.
Nah.
Wrong.
Nah, it's
That was, who was Stim? Was that Spielberg?
Was it Spielberg?
It was one of the big directors that did.
Or was
some-
it
a bit-
Zemeckis?
Well, actually, it might have been Rob Reiner.
Rob
I think
Reiner?
that did
I don't
Stand By
fucking
Me.
know.
Anyway, it wasn't. It was actually Thinner.
Oh, really?
Thinner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. That doesn't seem
That
like his movie.
No.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Do not give blowjobs on the road. folks.
Right.
You can just watch.
That's what I took from that movie.
Joe gives them off the road. All right,
Yes.
Joe, pick a number between 599 and 610.
Oh, 603.
603. How often does the festival occur in Midsommar from 2019?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay.
I'm due for a rewatch.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Yeah.
Um,
I'd say every 7 years.
7 years is incorrect. You're way the fuck off.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Well, I just helped you out.
oh.
Oops, my bad.
Every 20
Oh.
years.
Incorrect.
Okay,
Steven.
one more guess.
Yeah.
Or every 35 years.
Incorrect. Joe, you want another guess?
Every year.
Every 90 years.
90 years.
Really?
Wow.
90 years, yeah.
I thought it
Interesting.
was once per generation, so I thought about 35.
Yeah, that's about a generation. Right? Well, you're wrong. It's once every 90.
Damn.
Life lesson from that one: make sure your drinks aren't too red.
Yeah. And just break up with your girlfriend before going on a fucking holiday, man. Like, just rip off the bandage, man.
All right. Back to me.
Yep.
Okay. In Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh,
Never seen it.
Candyman's actual name is revealed.
Louis
What is his
Robitaille.
name? Incorrect. You're close though. You got the last name.
I know.
I'll dig deep.
You got the last name, so I'd be okay to give this to him. But
Well, if Todd gets it exact, then he gets it. If not, I'll take it.
Louis Robitaille. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Let's go with Stanley Robitaille.
incorrect.
All right, Steve gets it. What's the first name?
The correct name, Daniel Robitaille.
Daniel.
All
Should have
right.
known.
My next question is from Missy. So thank you,
Missy.
Missy, for the question. What letter is missing on the typewriter Annie gives to Paul Shelton in Misery?
Fucking hell.
What
M.
letter is missing?
M.
That's a good question.
Wrong.
A.
Hmm.
You don't get two guesses yet.
B.
Stop
C.
you. You said N?
You said
I said
M,
M as in
M
Man.
as
C.
in murder.
is in murder. D.
Wrong.
He's nuts.
I'll give you one more guess each. It's not M. It's not D.
Let's go P for Paul.
So
Hmm.
that's actually what I answered to her, but it's wrong.
I feel like someone asked this before. T.
No, Todd, you were really close.
Dang
It was N.
N. I said N, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't hear me.
Yeah, right.
I said N for Nancy, not M for Mancy. Come on. Darn it. Back to me.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, Steven, pick a number between. Let's go deeper. 703 and 714.
Let's go 713.
713 is. Ooh, okay. What is the subtitle to the 2004 sequel to Anaconda?
Oh, Blood
I feel like
Orchid?
We have had it, yeah. And Steve,
Yeah.
he gets it.
Okay.
Hodor kid, never seen it.
I'll say it again. The Anaconda series is way better than you would expect.
How many are there?
Like
Anaconda versus
so,
Python and
so
stuff like
it's
that?
like there's like 3 or 4 anacondas, and then there's 3 or 4 Lake Placids, and then they meet.
They
So,
fight.
and those movies are actually pretty cool.
Then they have sex.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Joe.
Last one.
Yep.
In honor of Alien Day, which is this week
Oh.
actually. So
Oh,
happy Alien
very
Day,
nice.
everyone.
Sweet.
4/15. What is the ship's name
Nostromo.
in Aliens Part 2?
Oh, we've had this.
Nostromo.
No. That would be Part 1.
Nostromo 2.
Nostromo's.
Yeah. I don't remember. It's like some long fucking thing if I remember.
It is the UNS. No, that's
It is the USS. I will give you that.
it's a Marine fucking gosh, what is it called? It's on the side of the fucking ship.
Yeah, we've had it on the other show, that question. That's why
USS. Charles Vincent.
I don't remember, honestly.
That's a tough one. I had no idea. It is. You both give up?
Yep.
Sure.
All right. It is the USS Sulaco.
Sulaco. Oh gosh.
Would not have guessed that one. All right, last
All right.
question.
Oh, one more.
Yes. So this is guess the movie based off the IMDb parental guide.
Oh.
Sex and nudity.
Ah.
A woman lowers her trousers.
Trousers.
Yeah, trousers. Squats.
This is 1925.
Maybe. Squats and starts urinating, but
Oh.
nothing is visible.
So hey, you gotta piss sometimes. It's natural.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm going to skip violence and gore because it's the giveaway, so I'll give it last. Profanity. 65 uses of fuck and
Jeez.
several uses of shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Alcohol, drugs, and smoking.
Mm-hmm.
A woman tries to buy cigarettes in a shop. However, as the shop is fake, the boxes are empty.
Oh,
Oh, it's it
That's
is
a giveaway.
called. It is called. I'm gonna
That's a
save it. I'm gonna
Okay.
save it.
Frightening and intense scenes. Strong graphic violence and gore throughout the movie, although some of it is exaggerated and therefore could be taken as a dark comedy.
oh.
Yeah, still got it. But
And
I'm
finally?
gonna save it, I think.
Violence and gore.
Yes, please.
A woman falls into a pit of spikes and is
The Hunt.
impaled. Correct.
All right. I just didn't want Joe to get it. Fuck
That-
that movie. That movie sucks,
Yeah, that
dude.
movie did suck. Yeah.
yeah. We
I don't
reviewed
even-
it during the pandemic.
We did. It was
Yeah.
a big pandemic movie.
It was a big
from what I
pandemic.
Big shit
remember.
movie.
It was like I remember it being like one of the first ones to come out that was new.
It was
And-
like a theater, supposed to be a theater release,
Yeah,
right?
and
then
they
it
released it in
ended up going
VOD.
digital. Yeah.
I
'Cause
do
of the
like that
pandemic.
girl though. I
Yeah.
gotta. She's nice to look at.
Mhm.
All right. Steve with the big baller tonight with 2. Myself with 1. Joe 0. Poor showing, guys.
Yeah,
Poor
I
showing
think
today.
we got some
All
tough
around.
questions.
It was tough questions this week. A lot of tough questions.
Ties Steve and I at 3 with Joe at 1 for Q2 2025. You know, I thought it was freaking March still, and it's like mid-April. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
what the
almost
fuck's
April.
happening?
Alrighty. All right. That's it. Actually, would you like a bonus question just from the tour group? We
I
won't-
closed the fucking spreadsheet.
Well, they just don't, no points, just for fun.
for fun.
Unless I get it right.
Which actor played an antagonist in Conan the Barbarian and also starred in The Exorcist Part 2?
Oh, it's oh fuck. I know what's it?
That big
James
black
Earl
dude.
Jones.
James Earl Jones,
Okay.
correct.
See,
Yeah,
it's
he
a big black dude.
plays the African like voodoo priest or whatever in Exorcist 2.
I've never seen Exorcist 2.
Yeah, we gotta do it one day.
Yeah.
We gotta venture into
Interesting.
that weird fucking movie.
Have we ever covered The Exorcist?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe
think-
something. Maybe Halloween. Maybe for the Halloween this year. Or
Oh,
something.
that's a good pick,
Could be-
yeah.
could be
Once
a
in a
good one.
while we do the big hitter. So
Yeah.
hey, next week's a big hitter. So
What's next
We're
week?
gonna-
I don't even
we're
know.
gonna-
hey, you picked it, Todd.
Wait, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, Saw. We're watching Saw next
Oh,
week.
Saw. Okay. Yeah, and we're doing
Is that my
Ja-
birthday pick? No, my birthday
No,
pick's
your birthday.
Cannibal something.
and we're doing Jaws this year too.
Yeah, 50th anniversary.
Are
It
we
actually
gonna-
releases
are
on
you
the
guys
day.
gonna see it in the theater? Probably not.
Maybe if I.
I would like to.
I would love to, yeah, but I don't
I
know
wanna
if
go
the
to
timing
Mar-
works.
Martha's Vineyard's doing a huge celebration
That'd
this
be
year.
amazing.
Yeah, which I've never even been. I've never been. I mean, I live in Massachusetts. I've never been to Martha's Vineyard where they filmed
You
it.
know,
So
I was
could
researching
be the
that
year to
other-
go.
That would be so cool. But I was
Mhm.
researching it the other day, and like, it's not that similar to what it was. I know it doesn't really matter. It'd still
Yeah.
be cool to be there, but
Hmm.
not a lot was like filmed
Right.
there.
Hmm.
So,
Right. There's
but
still
anyway,
some stuff, yeah. They're actually they just announced too one of my local theaters, um the North Shore Music Theater is doing a thing of the Jaws play that
Mm,
like came out. The was it The Shark is Broken or something like
yeah.
that. So I might try to go and see it. It was like a Broadway musical and shit, but it's like all about the behind the scenes shit of Jaws. It looks really cool, so I think I might try. It's coming in May, so I might go see it and do a review on the podcast if I can make it out there.
Nice.
All right, but that's it. Thank you, gentlemen. And now it is time for our main event of the evening. 28 weeks later. Directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. I think I got that right.
nailed it.
Starring quite a lot of people in this one, folks. Quite a lot of big names. We got Imogen Poots, Idris Alba, Catherine McCormick, Harold Perrineau, Rose Byrne, Jeremy Renner, Robert Carlyle, and a whole other smorgasbord of actors. Plot: 6 months after the rage virus was inflicted on the population of Great Britain, the US Army helps to secure a small area of London for the survivors to repopulate and start again. But not everything goes according to plan. Not bad. Not bad. I'd say that's a pretty good plot synopsis on that one. But, Sir Todd,
Yes.
let's hear a little more.
All right. So we begin with a group of survivors, right? They're hiding out in a little country house. All the windows are covered. They're being quiet. They got candles and shit. Uh-oh. There's a knock at the door. There's a kid. Let me in. Don't fucking let him in. Don't let him in. You know where this is gonna go. They let him in. Hot on the tail is a bunch of fucking infected. But in the house is a the husband and wife duo here, right? And the biggest pussy award goes to the husband because they're running through the house. Zombies are attacking. I know they're not zombies. They're infected. We're calling them zombies, people. Okay, zombies are running through the house. He has opportunity to fight and die, saving her or die trying, but the pussy guy takes the easier way out, escapes, looks at that window, sees her like calling, help us, help, and he fucking runs like a little bitch. All right. Flash forward, like Joe mentioned, U.S. Army has taken over some of London, is bringing back some of the survivors that were out of the country or survived simply, and now they're trying to repopulate England because allegedly, 5 weeks ago, all the infected died, dude. And she's like, we weren't here. We don't know what fucking happened. And the general, Idris, is like, fucking deal with it, dude. We got code red, baby. If they come back, we're code red in it. Jeremy Renner plays a sniper, and he's like, there to keep things safe, and he ends up helping out the kids, which I haven't mentioned yet. The kids come back who are out of the country, and their father is the guy from the beginning that pussed out. And he's like, hey, we got a new life here. And like, what happened to mom? He's like, I tried to save mom, but I couldn't. Bitch, you're lying, dude. You're lying. And the kids see through it. Um, they miss mom. The little boy wants a picture of mom. So they manage to sneak out of the fucking quarantine zone. Fucking army, what are you doing, dude? We got infected and you're letting these kids sneak out. I know they see them, but we got to be better with this quarantine, guys. They go to the house, but mom's there. She's infected, but she's not acting fucking apeshit crazy. So like, okay, let's take her back to the quarantine zone. Rose Byrne, who plays an army doctor. It's funny. We got two English people playing main characters, and they're Americans in this, which is pretty funny. Idris and Rose Byrne. But they take her back to the quarantine zone. Robert Carlyle, pussy ass, he gives her a kiss and transfers the virus to him. And now he's patient zero, and he starts the outbreak. And now we're watching them fight to survive and shit like that. I watched this movie in the theater and I loved it. I loved it so much. This time around, though, man, I wasn't loving it as much. I still, my rating won't reflect that, I don't think. But this time with, I guess, more critical eye, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of issues with this movie. I still love the universe it's set in. I still like the infected a lot. I like Renner's character, although he wears his uniform incorrectly, which drives me crazy. You don't put the fucking collar up. We call that something else, and you're not allowed to say it on the air, but you don't put that up. Okay, that's stupid as fuck. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I like the military aspect. I like the aspect of the U.S. Army trying to restart London. It's really cool having survivors come back and try to repopulate, but there are some pacing issues with it. And I thought violence towards women was a little bit over the top. I don't normally say that, but it seemed like a focus was a little bit more violence towards them. And I fucking hated Robert Carlyle's character. I hated him as a zombie. I hated him as a man. He's a bitch. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so I actually hadn't seen this since I originally saw it when it first came out. So it's been almost 20 years, I guess, since I originally seen this movie. So it's a very pretty much fresh watch for me. And I'm glad we picked it considering 28 years is coming out now. And although like it's a complete, they're sort of, I think it's three completely separate stories. There's not really a continuation per se into the stories. But yeah, man, overall, I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I agree, Todd, with you though. Like, I don't think it's. I feel like I've seen this movie before, like in a lot of ways. Like, I feel like these type, like, it's funny watching it like this time around, and we literally just did Land of the Dead. I feel like this was like very similar to Land of the Dead in a lot of ways. I see a lot of comparisons there, although different in a lot of ways. Like there, it's like a start over thing in like a quarantined sort of area with the army sort of there. Like it felt extremely similar. I think this is actually a better version of that story, in my personal opinion. But yeah, man, I completely forgot like Rose Byrne, Jeremy Renner, and I forgot there's so many big actors in this movie. So I was like, whoa! I was like, dang, I did not see this in theaters. I saw it like when it did finally hit DVD at the time when it did come out. But yeah, man, overall, I really dug this one. I think it's to me like I had no problem with the pacing at all. Like I felt like it was always something sort of going on or something interesting happening. This is one of the best intros to like a virus slash zombie movie I think I've ever seen. Like the intro to this movie is fucking awesome. All of the sort of zombie action sequences. Is this a zombie movie? Kinda, sorta, right? I mean, that's always sort of the argument, right? Of the 28 day series. But the infected, I'll call them. All the scenes with the infected are great. I guess the problem is sort of with the cast of characters here, like who are you sort of rooting for, I guess, in this scenario? Because the kids kind of suck, right? Like they broke out of, they're the whole reason for this fucking infection. Oh, great. Like they carry this sort of, I guess that's why you're rooting for them is because they're carrying this, potential, what do you call it?
Cure?
Vaccine cure or whatever with their blood. So I guess that's why you're kind of rooting for them. But they fucking suck. Like they're the whole reason this infection even started because they broke out. The dad character sucks. Man, what the mother goes through is absolute just brutality. Like holy shit. Like you can't help but just feel terrible for her. She gets fucked over twice in this movie and just
By the same
destroyed.
guy, dude.
Right. In my opinion, I think she should have survived maybe till the end, right? And we can get into that. I think that might have made it a better movie, because at least you would have been rooting for someone in this movie. But I feel like there's not a lot of characters to root for in this movie, which I think is ultimately what sort of fails it in some ways. But overall, I think it's a really solid movie, and I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I also had a lot of fun with it. I think it's an underrated sequel. Not a lot of people talk about 28 weeks later. 28 days later kind of takes all the air out of the room, but there's a lot of like really cool stuff that we see in this movie. I think the infected stuff is really awesome when we see it. Like you said, the beginning, maybe just the Dawn remake would rival it, but it's like so good, and you could just feel the tension and between the group, at the beginning and the knock at the door, like, do you answer? Do you not answer? And yeah, it was really cool, and I think obviously we're supposed to hate Robert Carlyle's character, his decision, and everything like that, but yeah, and then the stuff once you get to London, they're like really cool set pieces that I like, and I don't necessarily dislike the characters like individually, but my problem with the film is that there are a lot of moments where I had to like think. I don't think this is how it would be in real life. I feel the military in this looked super inept. Like they did not have their shit on lockdown whatsoever. When they get into London or that part of London, they specifically say, once you're in this quarantine zone, there's going to be huge military presence to keep you within this barrier, basically, because if you go outside of it, then there's risk of infection, right? And immediately, two fucking kids on a moped casually drive to the other side to the zone that you're not supposed to go to. Like, are you gonna tell me the fucking bridge wasn't covered? Like, it had nothing to block the bridge. Not one
You
single
think they'd
military
blow it?
person. Oh, they're on the bridge. They
You would
that's
think they
how.
would blow the
Yeah.
bridge,
Well,
though,
or
right?
block it somehow,
Well,
right?
I'm not like trying to be brutal here, but like, wouldn't the orders probably be shoot to kill, right? Like if someone's breaking
Yeah,
quarantine, I know
probably.
they're kids, but
Right.
like in real life, like I feel like it'd be like a shoot to kill scenario. Like,
But
hey,
but
fuck,
but even if it was a shoot to kill, there was not a single person in the military that was between Jeremy Renner scoping them
Well,
right?
and
there was.
anyone else.
They stupidly climbed underneath it on the side.
Oh,
There was a fucking check station up
Yeah.
there,
Well,
and
yeah,
they're
and
just fucking around playing solitaire or something.
it's all
And they
yeah. I mean,
snuck out.
it's also like a plot convenience too, because like
Yeah.
if Jeremy Renner immediately saw them and alerted, like
Mm.
the most likely the military would have picked them up. They wouldn't have been able to drive all the fucking way to the mother's house. Like they would have been like
Yeah.
intercepted way before
Yeah,
that.
that would have been like an all,
Yeah.
like all staff fucking, but
Yeah,
just like,
that's a huge thing.
yeah,
The
for
entire
sure,
country
that's a
was
huge thing.
destroyed by fucking this infection. They're letting two little pissant kids get through.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a lot of moments in the movie where I kept thinking like this doesn't make sense. The whole thing and like putting everyone into this big giant room
Yes,
together.
God, yes.
But the other door is totally fucking like not protected. You know,
Right.
it's just like one door. It's just like a lot of things like that. But if I could take that away, I enjoyed it because a lot of action. The infected stuff was cool, and even though I had seen it before, it's been a long time. Some of the kills like were surprising. Characters you think for sure are gonna make it, or at least make it to the end, get killed, and you're like, huh, okay, I didn't see that coming. Like the mom and Jeremy Renner, and like so. And Idris Elba,
Yeah,
like
Rose Byrne.
like he doesn't really do much. Kind of really armchair general in this, so yeah, I don't know. There's some issues, but I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's why I don't like the opening scene, and I know it's on paper it's awesome, but I cannot stand this era's shaky cam, man.
Oh yeah,
I cannot stand it. It is awful to the point where you're like, set the fucking camera up so I can see what's happening, man. Like I know it's supposed to be like kinetic and fucking like make you feel weird, but I okay. I like the scene, but with the shaky cam, it immediately takes it down a notch or two for me.
I think Dawn is a good example of you can have the same frenetic pace, but have the cam somewhat steady. That in
Yeah,
Dawn
absolutely.
it follows the action, but it's also just as fucking insane. Actually, one of the best shots I think in that intro in this one is him running, and it's like you're like watching him run towards the camera, and then above the hill you could see like the infected slowly like coming towards him, and I thought that was such a fucking cool scene, and that was the probably the least shaky cam that they had in that whole scene. Yeah.
Mhm. When you mentioned the score too is fucking awesome, and I love the score in this movie as well. I think it's great. Yeah, I mean mainly the sort of lead song that you get throughout the movie. It's fucking I don't know. I
Todd,
jam
that's
with
the
that.
same as the first one, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
Mhm.
I'd like the explanation too, the text explanations at the beginning, telling them how the process of the
Oh
infection
yeah.
went.
yeah, that was
Mhm.
cool.
And then it said, 28 weeks later, day 20, whatever it was. Like we get caught up to the current events. Let's see, Dad's a bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I mean,
throw that out every like,
I am. He's a
I'll-
fucking cowardly bitch, dude.
yeah, I found it interesting that all the infected die if they have nothing to
Yeah.
feed on, which is
Which
cool
they're
because
gonna have
like
to explain in this new movie.
well, yeah, because well, I mean, it broke out at the end of this one, right? I mean,
Right,
so
but it's
they
28
didn't
years later,
contain it.
they what are they eating? Fucking apples? Like,
Well, there's still survivors, right? So
I guess.
mean, I mean, I don't know how many infected there's gonna be, but I mean, as you saw at the end of this one, like it fucking went to Paris, right?
Yeah.
So like it's fucking a massive outbreak now everywhere.
which
So
the
if it's
kids
worldwide,
caused. They caused
Right.
every single
They
bit
did,
of this,
yep.
man. Like the whole world, the quarantine
Mhm.
zone. Honestly, if you go backwards, the dad caused all this because if he just would have died in the house, this never would have happened. Piece of
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, if the kids never broke quarantine either, like, I mean, there's a lot of situations here. How did the mother survive? I mean, how long was it between Is it 6 months? I can't remember. I feel like it said, but
Yeah. No, it couldn't.
I
It's
don't think it was
probably not.
crazy long.
Well, it had to be within like the beginning had to be within the first 5 weeks because that's when they were still alive, the
That's
infected.
true.
Yeah, so I guess it would be close to 6 months. And the way she
Mhm.
survives, I think, is she took the kid and threw it at the infected and then got out. So
Why do you think they made the choice to kill the mother so early on
That's
in this
weird.
movie? But also like so fucking, I mean, so brutally. I mean, it was a great scene. It was fucking like
Mhm.
brutal. It really made you feel. But I don't know. I feel like she should have survived. She should have gotten out there, and then it should have been the mother and the kids like trying to survive. And then, I mean, I don't know if it would have been too cliche, but she sort of like sacrifices herself. I guess, but I to save the kids or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like there could have been a better thing there. Like at least you would have been rooting for her because of like what she went through.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree. I think she should have got out at least. And then
Hmm.
if they're I don't like how the guy is like this super infected almost. Like he manages to
Hmm.
dodge every fucking killing blow that the army throws at him, from
Hmm.
firebombs to bullets. So I don't like that. And then it would have been cool if she was running from him because he needs a comeuppance, man. He
Why
he
didn't
should have
she?
been
Also, why'd
really
she
fucking killed.
forgive him?
Did she
Like,
forgive him?
what she? I mean, yeah, she's like, I still love you.
Was
Like,
she trying to kill him
or
I
what?
think
by
she's trying to kiss him.
infecting him?
You
Yeah.
think she knew though? Like what she was capable there? Like,
I think so. So six
She's
months later in a
yeah,
lab, like she probably caught on that
you
she's
think she? Yeah, I
yeah.
something
guess.
wrong. She gets bit. Yeah.
So you think it was intentional?
Yeah. Yeah,
She was,
fuck him.
she was trying
Yeah.
to infect him.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
then wouldn't she have known? But then she knew she would have been fucked because she was tied up and shit. I don't think she knew.
maybe
I don't
she
think she
thought
knew.
that then that's why I would have thought too, is maybe because she's not infected or she's infected but not have the symptoms, she thought the infected wouldn't come after her, right? That's like the zombie thing, right?
Oh,
If you smell like a zombie or you're infected,
that's true.
sometimes the zombies don't come after you.
Mm,
Why
So
did
maybe
he
she
kill her
felt
then?
safe. It's just that wasn't a rule in this world, right? It's
the
like
rage. I mean, yeah,
Well,
he has
you
the
never
rage.
see the infected dudes killing each other ever.
no,
No,
that's
you
true.
don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
Um.
Mm-mm. But maybe they
So
do. We don't
yeah.
know. We
How
don't
do you feel
see.
about Jeremy Renner getting fucking toasted by his own troops? That doesn't make any sense to me. You think he'd be like, "Hey, I was on the sniper detail. Like, don't
Well, because
fucking
he,
fry me."
he he
Did
broke
they see
protocol,
him,
right?
or did they really like? Because it was all smoky, and they're just shooting anything that looks. They
Yeah.
think it's all infected people. So
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
guess that
I
sucks though
liked
because I
it.
like this
Yeah.
character.
yeah,
Yeah. I liked all the different things they did too, like they started putting chemicals in the air and shit, like all the sort of like it's just
Doesn't
crazy, the
stop
whole
Robert Carlyle though. He's super zombie, dude.
yeah.
no super zombie, yeah.
Did you guys feel that the friendship between like Harold Perrineau and Jeremy Renner was kind of wasted in the fact that once he does show up, he's like, I don't want the fucking kids on my helicopter. Like, fuck them, you know?
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't blame him honestly though, because like like it's like he's just trying to help his buddy out, but he's like, I'm
Yeah.
not taking all these other people, like which I mean made lent for a great scene where he fucking takes out all the infected with the
That
helicopter.
was
That was fucking
amazing. That was
awesome.
fucking awesome. Yeah.
Do you think that's possible?
No.
I no, I wouldn't. I don't know. Is it?
No,
I mean, I guess
I
it.
think you lose control way before you
Yeah.
go
Well,
to
because he
that point.
loses control when that skinny dude jumps on one of the landing
Right.
struts, but he can manage to fly into a group of 100 fucking infected. But it's fucking sweet scene, dude. All the
Yeah.
Mhm.
like as soon as he hits it and the blood mist just fucking
But
flies
Yeah.
out.
like it would have been more realistic if he crashed and it just kind of
Fucking
took a bunch
died.
of them on the way down. But to him
Cool.
to like regain control, no way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
How
worth
did
it.
how did Rose Byrne's character die? I
She got
can't
beat to death with
recall.
a
Yeah,
fucking rifle,
in the
man.
tunnel.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
that's right.
super zombie got
Yeah,
her.
super zombie gets her. Yeah.
How does super zombie die? I forget.
Just get shot by the kids, no?
Oh, she shoots him. That's right.
Yeah.
She
Mhm.
takes a rifle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys feel that she looks like Megan, like the doll? Like her super
Imogen Poots?
yeah,
Imogen
in
Poots?
this specifically, like
I
her
didn't
blonde
get
hair,
that,
her
no.
like really blue like eyes. I found she looked a lot like Megan. It was kind of and she dressed kind of the same way too. So it's throwing me off throughout the whole movie. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
Let's see.
Army spectacularly fucks up and fails. They start mowing down everybody, which is stupid. I agree. Just lock in place, like lock down in place. Everyone
Yeah.
lock the door. We'll clear out the infected. Then we'll go
Yeah,
room to room.
there was no practical reason to put everyone into one room.
No,
Just lock the doors to their apartments or make
right.
them stay in their apartments.
Yeah,
Way
shelter in
easier.
place.
Yeah, no, it's
Yep.
ridiculous.
You
It
get
was
everyone
ridiculous.
contained. If there's a zombie in one apartment, you can kill him easily. It's
That
like,
yeah, that was really my biggest issue. Is I found the military to be dumb as shit in this movie,
yeah,
and they're presenting him as they're really organized, but it just doesn't come off that way.
right.
Yeah. And Idris Elba is like so wasted here. Like I feel like he should have been more involved some way somehow. Like I thought maybe he was gonna sort of be, I don't know if you've ever seen like Outbreak, but sort of like the evil one, like where like the rest of the army's trying to band against him or something. But like it just never. He's just sort of there, but
Yeah,
is
that's
never
also kind of a
utilized
problem
well.
is we don't really have a villain. Like the infected, like the dad, I know is supposed to be the villain, but
Yeah.
it didn't make sense for him to be a villain because he's infected. But yeah, I just thought it could have been like the villain, right?
hmm Do
It
you guys?
doesn't. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Todd.
No,
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 you
no,
go.
good. No, you go.
No, you go.
You hang up.
No, I was gonna say, do you guys see where I'm going though with like the Land of the Dead comparisons
Oh
though,
yeah,
or
Oh
is it
yeah,
just
yeah.
me? Like, yeah, it's like very like it's crazy, like how
Came around the
similar it
same
is.
times too. I think two
It
years
was like
apart.
2 years apart, yeah. So like, did they rip them off? Like, did they rip off George here, or like what's going on here? Because you have like the lead zombie, like right, like the dad, and you have Big Daddy, like, and then like sort of the military. It's crazy, like how similar it is.
yeah. This felt like a more realistic version of
Yeah,
Land of the Dead. Yeah,
it's wild.
yeah.
So what happens to helicopter pilot at the end? I already forgotten
This
for
the
some reason.
plane crash,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This helicopter crashes.
I don't remember how though. I don't remember what brings down the helicopter.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then the fucking kids fuck everything up for France, and then
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
world.
they wait, no, don't they get away in the helicopter with him? Like, because how do they get away at the end?
Oh, at Wembley.
He,
Yeah, maybe they do bring.
yeah,
He does
he
pick him
had
up at Wembley. That's right.
yeah. So I
Oh
think he
yeah, but they go to
survives.
France though, because that's where they're going. That was the whole point, because they're gonna cross the channel.
Right.
So they
With
go to
that, like,
France, and
yeah,
then they bring the infection with them.
yeah. So he ends up helping them, and they end
Fucking
up in the
idiot.
helicopter together, and they survive, and we're to assume but clearly they don't have the cure, do they? Because now we have
Immunity,
28 years later. I don't know. We're
or
gonna
maybe they
find out, I
do, and they
guess.
just infect people anyway,
Yeah.
like the mom did.
Yeah.
Um,
Why do you think they went from 28 years to and not months? Do you think just because it's been so long
I
since
don't
we've
know.
gotten like,
Sounds
why
cool.
it sounds cool. I
I,
mean, why
Sounds
would
I think
sounds
it's
cool.
wouldn't
more of a
months?
real like time since the original, kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I feel like I'd rather get months and then we can get year. I mean, well, because like what they're gonna do is we're getting a trilogy, right? I think or something
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
Bone Temple,
Yeah.
Boner
So there's
Temple.
gonna be a whole bunch of different movies based off of this.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be called like 28 years later, like The
Uh,
Reckoning. Like
Yeah.
they'll give a little subtitle to it.
hmm Do you think
yeah,
that is going to cheapen this franchise? That like
not if
we're
they're
gonna
good.
get all these
It looks so
right?
good, man. Like that's my most anticipated horror film this year.
I mean, I agree, but like
So
all these other ones, like that they already filmed like another one on top of
They
that
must
or
have faith in it,
whatever.
right?
yeah,
I guess, yeah.
sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
No, I mean it's
That
a
one with
pretty
his helmet.
straightforward movie. It's
It
like
is at the end of the day.
infection takes over a town or London and everything like that. And,
hmm
yeah, and yeah, the whole scene where they're gunning down everyone felt really unpractical too. Like
hmm
I don't know, it just
Yeah, they should have had firing lines where they fall back to, and just like
yeah, it's just
it's
like
just so
why are the
stupid.
snipers doing it? It's like
Yeah,
I did like that scene of the snipers are looking at the windows
people
as if it's like fucking TV.
People
people
fucking
fucking.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And dude jerking off into the toilet.
yeah.
Like,
It's fun times. I
yeah.
do like too when they're on the tube or whatever, and she's like, "We even have a pub," and everyone starts giggling and shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I just overall I still like the vibe of the movie,
hmm
but man, there's a couple things that really bug me. It's shaky cam, it's super zombie. Those things like I just there's no practical sense for Robert Carlyle to live through any of those attacks. The gas, the fire, and then the soldiers mowing everybody down. It makes zero sense, but whatever.
Do you guys, one last question for me. Do you guys believe that it's plausible that the government has this set up in 28 weeks after an event like this? Because I think it's way too soon. I think 28 months would be more of an accurate timeline. Like if we take
Yeah.
COVID as a reference base, 28 weeks later, we were almost still in the same situation, and no one was fucking dying. There wasn't, the streets were all fucked up, and like,
Hmm.
so I don't know. It felt
It
like
it
too
does
quick.
seem, yeah, agreed. It does seem way too quick to sort of rebuild, like bring everyone back into London. Like, but I mean, I guess if they, I'm assuming the military probably went through like everywhere and kind of wiped everything out, and
Well,
they're like, okay,
through that one island they
they
were on.
they
Yeah.
assumed everything was dead at that point. I'm assuming they burned all the bodies. Like, well, they actually showed them, right? Like
Yeah,
collecting all the
but
bodies and
like counterpoint, why bother? There's a
Mhm.
whole other world of uninfected
well,
areas.
And
Why
there's only
repopulate London?
15,000
I mean,
Londoners, right?
Yeah,
you got to
I
rebuild
think
at
they would
some
have done
point.
that. Honestly, I think they would have done what they did in Army of the Dead and fucking just blow it up and start over. Like,
Yeah, I think it's too dangerous from a world perspective to even go back
yeah,
into England
exactly. Like, it makes
because
no
it's just
sense.
too big of. I mean, sure, research and military presence, but as far as like, because look what
Yeah.
happened, and that's exactly what would happen. Someone would sneak out,
Well,
Yeah,
or
like,
someone would get
but
sick or something.
everything was dead, right? Like the only reason this infection even started is because a lady who literally had the cure or whatever, and or was immune to the bites or whatever, like carried the virus. Like no one expected that, right? So it's like it was sort of like an unknown. But like there was technically nothing there that they thought was dangerous.
I mean, they thought
So
it was dangerous enough to set up this,
I mean, I
or
get, yeah, right,
so
yeah, because it makes sense. Because like, why quarantine at that point? If you why have a quarantine area if you
right.
assume everything is safe at that point? But yeah, it's another plot
Well, because
convenient.
they said wild dogs
Oh, okay, is
were
that what it's saying?
prevalent.
They were concerned. Okay,
Yeah, about
yeah,
wild dogs.
we're
Yeah, it
going
doesn't make a
kill
lot of
them all,
sense.
right?
Yeah, fuck them. Yeah.
Don't kill the animals, but
If they're wild dogs and they're biting, you gotta kill animals, Joe.
right?
No,
Do they
no one
carry?
wants to hear that, but you gotta.
Do the animals carry the infection too? I wonder.
Did
No,
they
I
say
think she
no?
said
They
that.
Did
specifically
they
said
say
that.
they
Yeah,
said
Yeah.
that? Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's in the blood and saliva, right? So,
yeah.
Hmm.
Which is another thing. Which Todd and I kind of labored this point when we did 28 days later. A lot of them are getting fucking like blood all over them and shit like that, and
All right.
don't seem to turn as they should
yeah,
in the rules of the movie.
Yeah,
But
it's a good point. Yeah.
like,
blood's flying
Little
everywhere.
cuts in the eye, get a little blood in the eye or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one droplet is supposed to turn you. So
Yeah,
anyway,
Interesting.
whatever.
Didn't it start from a monkey though?
Yeah, the rage virus.
So why wouldn't it go into dogs if it can be in monkeys?
Maybe it's just the human genome or whatever you want to say.
I
Because I don't think
guess.
dogs and humans and gorillas are the same species
Yeah.
lineage or whatever. I don't know.
Whatever. We'll go with it.
How did two kids escape the quarantine zone? I don't know. It just happens.
yeah.
Alrighty. All right, gentlemen. I think that pretty much covers everything there. So why don't we get into rating it? I'll start us off. Yeah, man, it's a really solid, great infection zombie type movie. Yeah, man, I would definitely watch this again. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, man, moves at a good pace, great action sequences throughout. Does it have its issues? Absolutely, but it's a really fun time. I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
All right, I'm higher than you, although I still have my critical parts with it. But overall, I love this world that it resides in. I think the story is cool of the military coming in and trying to restart things. Stupid shit aside, I had a lot of fun with it still, so I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, despite its, issues and all the things that you can easily overthink, it's a very entertaining movie and one that I think people should check out because a lot of, like, I barely hear anyone talking about this one. So I think it's worth diving into. I give the same score as Joe, 3.5 out of 5.
Nice. Would you guys give Days
I think I gave it a
Probably a
4.
4.5 or a 5.
4.5 or 5? Yeah.
Yeah, let
So
me
you'd
look.
say that, yeah. So you'd say this is like a mild step down then from
Yeah,
Yeah.
Days.
I really like 20 Days Later though. Let me see what I gave
Mhm.
it.
Are you expecting 28 weeks later or 28
Four and a
years
half.
later?
I
What are you
get it. I
expecting
get
out
it
of
4.
28?
So
4. What are you expecting out of 28 years? Do you think it's going to be better than weeks or
I think so.
I mean, Danny
yeah.
Boyle is returning, which is
Right. That's
like
huge.
that could be huge. It
Didn't he
looks
direct the
great.
opening scene to this movie?
Did he?
I
I
don't
thought
know.
he did.
I didn't see his name in the credits other than like what
I
is
thought that was a thing back in the day.
This director didn't go on to do much else after this movie either. I just looked him up.
They probably bombed. Like I don't remember anyone really talking about this movie when it
Yeah.
came out, you know?
I guess not. I was wrong. Oh no, no. Yeah, he did direct the opening
He
sequence
did?
28
Yeah.
weeks later. So that's why he liked it so much because he did
That's
it.
why it's so good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What did Letterboxd
Well,
say?
Yes, what do our friends over at Letterboxd have to say about this one? Currently sitting at a 3.1 out of 5 over on Letterboxd. So,
nice.
yeah, pretty
I'm
solid.
interested in the numbers here. Let's pull them up. We got um budget 15 million. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
that big a budget.
they really like spent that 15 well,
Oh
I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
Total gross 65 million. So it
No,
Oh,
did pretty
wow.
did
well.
pretty well. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah.
not
I
bad at
wonder
all.
why I wonder why it took so long then for
Right.
a sequel. Why did it take, 20 years to make a sequel, It's crazy.
Guess Danny Boyle just, wanted to make
He was busy doing other
the
stuff,
full
I
Monty too
suppose.
before.
The Tiger movie. Whatever. Did he do a Tiger movie? Life of Pi.
Yeah, I think so. I think he did do.
I never saw that one. I know it was
It's good.
really well regarded. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, 28 years later, will be coming. What, this summer? I can't remember the
June, I
release
think,
date
or
for
July,
it.
yeah.
June. Wow, it's coming up pretty soon then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be covering here. So yeah, 28 days, weeks, and years, all going to be covered here. So very exciting. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed our review of 28 Weeks Later. Next week, what do we got, Steve?
We are hitting a classic, one of the big dogs next week, and that is Saw. The first
Ooh.
one. We're going OG, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I watched them all last year. I did the whole series, but I'm always down to watch Saw.
Awesome. Da-na-na, da-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. All right, you can check out Saw. It's probably readily available pretty much anywhere. I did a quick Google search just now. It says it's free on Plex. So you can check it out on there. But I'm sure it's streaming several other places, and I'm sure the great majority of you have already seen Saw at this point. 21 years now? So we just missed the 20th anniversary, but yes, Saw for next week. Check it out, folks. In the meantime, you can keep up with the podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. Just search the Horror Squad Podcast. You can email us anytime, the Horror Squad Podcast at gmail.com. But of course, the absolute best way to keep up with the podcast is our Discord, completely and totally free to join. A ton of channels to sift through. Over there, we have Movie Club every single month. Now we have VR going on. Any updates on Movie Club, Steve?
Yeah, it's going to be the last Friday of this month, and we're going to be watching the ABCs of Death 2.
Nice. All right, so there you go. How do you do Movie Club? Just join the Discord. Steve sends a link in the Movie Club channel every month. Get together with fellow horror fans and watch a fun horror movie. It's a good time. It's like a sleepover with your friends through Zoom. So do it up. Also, don't forget, leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app if you haven't already, or you can buy merch, tpublic.com, the Horror Squad Podcast. All this stuff is linked over on our Instagram, including the Discord. And yeah, I think that's about it, folks. So we'll see you next week for Saw. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.